People the world over saw and heard and read about the spaceship tragedy today. They discussed it with their friends and they shared in our sorrow. From the Soviet Union, our rivals in space and on the Earth, official words of sorrow. A newscaster reads a telegram from Mikhail Gorbachev. We partake of your grief at the tragic death of the crew, Gorbachev tells President Reagan. And from the citizen in the street, a sense that we all have been diminished.
I think it's a tragedy, not only for American people, but all the people in the world, I think.
A Japanese astronaut says, I don't feel like riding the shuttle at this point. She was to ride Challenger in 1988. The world feels deep pain, says the Pope. He adds, I offer a fervent prayer to God to accept the spirits of these courageous pioneers. In other news, the House voted tonight to close all polls presidential election day at 9 p.m. Eastern Time in the 48 continental states. The Senate has yet to act. And Israeli jets struck Palestinian bases in southern Lebanon, killing at least 5 people. In a moment, the shuttle disaster and our nation's children. What about the children?
No two offices are exactly alike, but they all have one thing in common. They not only have to look right, they have to function right, right down to the copiers. For some, that means a personal copier. For others, a full-featured compact copier, or a high-performance system, or even the laser copier of the future at work right now. For these and everything in between, only one company gives business so many choices. In copiers, the choice is Canon.
The #1 hit.
How fast can Ambisol relieve toothache pain? Before you can say
Ambisol.
Canker sore pain? Before you can say
Ambisol.
Ambisol relieves minor mouth pain on contact. Ambisol, liquid or gel.
New developments in the evolution of the luxury car. Today's luxury car has to be aerodynamic, trim, elegant. It has to handle a driver's car, but it still has to be luxurious, with obvious quality throughout. Advanced technology, with functional electronics that contribute to driver comfort, convenience, and safety. Who's offering luxury cars that deliver all that? The answer is the first name you think of when you think of luxury cars.
Best of all, it's a Cadillac.
Senator Stanton.
Yes?
You've got dirty dentures.
No, I just soaked them.
Soaking's not enough. Brushing with Denture Cream Denture toothpaste gets dentures much cleaner. So brush your dentures clean.
Denture Cream's a winner.
But what about the children? Millions of school children were watching television yesterday when fire lit the sky and in one terrible burst ended the lives of the Challenger astronauts. What about the children? It was a question asked soon after the disaster, and tonight Bob Simon reports it is a question with many answers.
In schools across the nation, it was to have been a fun learning experience, the ultimate field trip. It took a while to realize what the flash in the sky really meant. But a flash in the sky has always meant revelation of a sort. What was revealed to our kids? Well, that spaceships aren't magic, for one thing, that what you see on television is sometimes real. That sometimes a bad dream wasn't a dream at all.
I was surprised. I was still kind of wondering, like, maybe they were wrong or something. When I woke up this morning, hoping it was a dream yesterday, instead of it really happening.
And in this science high school in the Washington suburbs, kids learned a lesson that was not on the program. Something about how what has always seemed safe and stable and strong is really horribly vulnerable. Something about how they'll never again be able to trust technology quite as blindly as they did until yesterday.
I think that you really can't take anything for granted. That there's always a risk that something might happen.
It doesn't mean it's going to happen on the next one, but there's still a possibility that could.
Different teachers use different ways today to help their kids through the experience. In Los Angeles, they wrote essays.
I felt very depressed and sad, and I feel sorry for those students who lost a teacher.
In Columbus, Ohio, counselors talk to kids.
If we can make mistakes, we learn from the mistakes and we go on.
But it often turned out that the kids were tougher than we were. They didn't need counseling, we did.
Students have been very supportive of the teachers, maybe more so than the other way around.
We had forgotten that our kids were born when man was already on the moon, that they'll never know, as we know, what a miracle space travel really is.
It shouldn't be that much different than people dying in, like, plane crash or something like that, because they're still people.
Don't ask big questions, just fix the tire and keep on going.
Yeah, I think you should look it over, see what's wrong, correct it, and then go back up.
How many of you would still go up in a space shuttle and feel comfortable with that?
But in this California classroom, a split decision. We adults always knew the world can be dangerous, unpredictable, and sad. That's what it means to be grown up. Our kids grew up a little yesterday. Bob Simon, CBS News, Washington.
In memory of the Challenger 7, Dan Rather, CBS News, New York. We'll see you here again tomorrow. Good night.